Hello and welcome back to an old man plays Minecraft Bedrock, building the Titanic, except we're not building a Titanic at all at the moment. We are building we are digging rather, in the Mesa biome, or the Badlands, or whatever it's called this week. I don't care, it doesn't matter to me. Mesa just means table, I think, in Spanish, so I don't know why it's so controversial to call it Mesa. I don't know, because the whole point of this biome was it looks like a mesa biome where it's made out of tables. But never mind. Anyway, so we are going to basically spend a little while digging for normal terracotta, because I will need a fair amount of it at some point. I don't know how much, but I'll dig a fair amount, and hopefully that'll be enough. So let's keep on digging. Keep on digging. Keep on digging. Oh, don't go down there. Don't go down there. No, 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 no. I did look it up, by the way. Terracotta means baked earth. So terra means earth, and cotta must then mean baked. So yeah, I found that out. I don't know how much baked earth we need. I mean, it's all basically a side effect of clay, isn't it? Really, like all terracotta, I think, is derived from clay, as far as I know. I mean, I suppose really, what is clay? I think, as far as I know, clay is what happens when lots of organic material is compacted under weight of pressure of water and other stuff over thousands, maybe even millions of years, and turns into kind of it doesn't turn into stone. So no, it can't be millions of years, because otherwise it would be stone, because that's what happens. That's what fossils are, when organic materials are compressed for so long. So maybe it's just thousands of years when it comes to terracotta, or clay rather. I don't know actually, because I know that the soil under London, where they built the underground railways, was kind of ideal for building an underground railway, because it was made out of clay. The soil was all clay. So was that there for millions of years or just thousands of years? I don't know. I don't know about that one. Yeah, because basically the reason why London has got such a great underground railway network is not just because they paid a lot of money for it. In fact, I don't think even they paid a lot of money for it. I think I think American investors basically paid for the London Underground network through Charles Titan Yerkes, but that's a different story for a different day. Um, but essentially, London has got a huge layer of clay at exactly the right depth, in which you can put a railway line that is self sealing, really, because clay basically is waterproof in every important factor. So they dug this railway, and they found lots and lots of clay, which was good for them. But it also meant that London's quite bad at draining naturally, so that's why the River Thames is a huge river, as far as I know. Oh, and of course, yeah, they used to. I mean, there used to be lots of other rivers that flowed into the Thames from London. Like there was the River Fleet, which went through North London. I've never seen it on a map, but I've heard of it, because that's where they were going to call the Jubilee line the Fleet line originally, because it was going to go along the line of the River Fleet. I don't know. It's getting dark. It is getting dark. Oh no, Jon Snow. Bed is too far away. Now it's not dark enough. Come on, just let me sleep. I'll sleep and dig. There we go. We're digging. Sleepy time. We'll wake up now. So yeah, London had got lots of open rivers flowing through it at one time, like the River Fleet, the River Thames, and all that lot. And over the years, they all got covered over, didn't they? Because they're wanting to build. So the River Fleet, yeah, I don't think any of the fleet now is visible above ground. I think it's been completely covered over. I think it's been covered over for about 200 years. But the worst thing was, back in the day, back in the Victorian days, was they didn't have toilets or anything like that. So all the sewage was just kind of either tipped out in the street out of buckets, or if you did have a flushing toilet, it just flushed out onto the street. And it was just terrible for public hygiene, wasn't it, basically? Oh, sorry. My phone is going. I'm going to hide here. I'm sorry. I'm going to pause the recording. I will be back in 3, 2, 1. I'm so sorry for that. I had to tell someone that they got the wrong number. Because no one I know actually phones me. They know better than that to phone me. I never answer my phone. So where was I? So yes, all the poo was going in the street, and all the wee was going in the street. And then, shock horror, London was getting full of disease. But no one really understood what disease was. That was the problem. They knew that London stank. Like, I mean, come on, what were the, what was going on there? I've got 3 there. Fair enough. I mean, they knew that London stank horrible. They knew that in the 1850s. I mean, in 1853, they had the first cholera epidemic, didn't they? And they thought that was caused by all the bad smells, because that was basically the prevailing medical opinion at the time, was that if you smell something bad, it will make I've dug down to my own area. Yeah, they thought if you smell something bad, it will make you ill. I need to cover that up then, don't I, really? I don't want them. They had my miasma, that's what they called it. Bad smells that cause disease. They called it miasma. That's it. So they basically believed if you could smell a bad smell, it could make you ill, which is, very unfortunate for anyone who marries me, because, after I've had a Nando's, there's lots of miasma around me. So we can't dig down there. So yeah, in 1853 they had the cholera epidemic, and they thought it was caused by bad smells, but they didn't do anything about it, and it killed something like, I don't know, 10, 20,000 people, which at the time was like a huge amount of people, because there weren't many people living in London. What's going on? Where's the trader gone? I'll take your leather then. Oh, you're there. Do I go down there for it? Yeah, go on then. It's free, isn't it? Anything interesting? No, not really. Oh, tall dry glass, that's new, but... So yeah, they all thought this new disease was caused by bad smells. And don't get me wrong, bad smells do make you revulse from things, and they can be really, really guttural things that you're trying to avoid. But we didn't really have germ theory back then. So, like, 15,000 people died in London just from cholera, and they didn't know that. Well, I'll get round to it. So they thought it was caused by bad smells, and they thought it was because the sewers all went overground, down gutters, and into the rivers that they kind of covered over, and they were all just basically full of shit. I'm not gonna gloss over the word. Basically, London's rivers were full of shit, and then it got to the point in 1858 where they had what they called the Great Stink, where London's rivers were so full of shit that Parliament debated how bad the smell was. And I know it's not true, but we get the quote, "He who smelt it dealt it," from that era. But that was not actually said in Parliament, as much as many people want to believe it was said. But it was the first time that they decided we're going to take public health seriously in this country. We're going to actually put proper public funds into it. So all the leading medical doctors at the time said, well, this is obviously caused by the bad smell of the sewers. We need to get rid of the smell. And the only way you can get rid of the smell is by flushing all this shit away further downstream. So we're not going to solve the problem. We're just going to move the problem. We're going to say, right, London smells of shit. We're going to make some giant sewers now, then, that are going to move the shit somewhere else. So that was their best, cleverest idea. In the meantime, though, this clever doctor of the era, you're gonna think I'm joking here. His name was John Snow. Dr. John Snow. You know nothing, John Snow. John Snow, the doctor, he was born in he was a Yorkshireman, born in 1810s, 1810, 1815. I don't know, around then. He studied cholera, and he found much evidence that cholera had got nothing at all to do with smells. He found that everyone who got cholera in a certain district was drinking their water all from the same place. They were drinking water from the same source. And people who would 5 feet down the road who didn't drink their water from that source didn't get cholera. So he was thought, well, it's kind of obvious, isn't it, really? It's like, if you drink this water and you get cholera, but you drink this water and you don't get cholera, then maybe it's not the water that's the problem. Maybe, why am I not wearing that? Maybe the problem is the water, yeah? It's not smell that's the problem, it's the water. But no one would believe him, no one would listen to him at all. Not even slightly. No, they were firmly believed that the miasma theory was the best theory for how people got ill, which was really, really annoying. So they spent millions of pounds by modern money, by rebuilding the River Thames through London to fortify it with strong stone-built embankments, the Albert Embankment and the Victoria Embankment, both build to make the River Thames faster flowing, basically to move the shit away faster. was their main plan. Move the shit away from London faster. So instead of the River Thames being like a normal river, it's now got big, huge stone-built embankments on both sides, and yes, they're still there to this day. Victorian Albert Embankment is still there to this day. One of them's even got an underground railway running through it. Which one is it? I think it's the Victoria Embankment. Anyway, the one on the north side of the Thames is the one that's got. They literally built it At the same time, the London Underground was being built, so they put a railway tunnel through it whilst they were building it, just to make it cheaper. It's just crazy to think about it. It's like, we're going to move the shit away to cure all these health problems, but we're also going to build a railway through it because we want to make some money and make people move faster. So yeah, this happened in the 1860s. And then finally, the sewers opened in the 1870s, I think. And since then, we've never had cholera in London again, which is fair enough. That's fine. But eventually, they did realise that Jon Snow was right. It's like cholera was never caused by bad smells. They germ theory was created in the end. They realized they found germs. They literally found germs in microscopes and realized, oh, these might be the things that are causing diseases. If Jon Snow hadn't died in 1858 at the age of, oh shit, he died at the age of 45. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's my age. Jon Snow was my age when he died. Oh, that's sobering. The man who was advanced the most in germ theory that I know of had already achieved everything he was ever going to achieve by the time he was my age. That's nice. That's a lovely thought, isn't it? I'm going to achieve nothing for the rest of my life. So yeah, I mean, Jon Snow achieved a lot in his life. Yeah. I mean, let's not. Yeah, okay. Jon Snow, he did do a lot in his life, and it wasn't just cholera in London. He studied anesthesiology, and he was the first one to work at. I think he was the first one to apply anesthesia during childbirth. He was the first one to realise that actually women don't have to suffer as much as they do just to create more humans. I think he experimented in all those chemicals we hear about all the time, like in chloroform and ether and all those, and it's probably why he died so young. I hope so, that he was experimenting in all these chemicals throughout his life. But I think I read somewhere that he helped. No one believed it. So he experimented on women giving birth, and he realised if I apply the right amount of chloroform at the right time, then women only have to experience the very first half of a contraction, and after that, they don't have to go through the rest of it. The contraction will happen naturally, just through that's just how the human body works. They don't have to experience the pain of the full contraction. So he was applying either ether or chloroform, I can't remember which one. And the women were like really grateful that, it's like I gave birth and I was basically kind of asleep for most of it. And that led to modern anesthesiology, and yeah, people didn't believe him. That was the issue. But when was it? Well, I can't remember. But Queen Victoria was going to have like a 15th or 16th child or millionth child. They had so many child. They didn't know how to put a stop on it. She was going to have one of her many children, and she didn't want to have to go through the pain of childbirth anymore. So she contacted Jon Snow to ask him to use his technology on her. And he did. And everyone was very skeptical. You can't do this. She's not just the queen, she's the emperor. She's the empress. She's in charge of the quarter of the planet at the time. Like most of the world. Like India, Ceylon, Australia, Canada were all under her control at the time. So, like, basically a quarter of the landmass of the entire planet was under the control of this woman at the time. And they were trusting her safety and health in the hands of this. Well, they thought he was a quack because he was the one who talked about cholera. They didn't believe him because he thought cholera was waterborne. He was saying it's not waterborne. And they were like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, eventually, yeah, shit. So they got him. They got him for her. And he delivered one of her children. And she said that it was such a, I can't remember the exact quote now, but she said it was as blissful as something like as blissful as taking a walk in the park, which might be where we got that expression from, to be honest. So yeah, for the rest of her children, she used the same anesthesiology that Jon Snow invented. I think Jon Snow delivered her next child as well, and that was basically how we got anesthesiology. Was this man who he'd already discovered that cholera was going to kill you through water rather than from smelling poo, and no one believed him. He still managed to deliver the Queen's two youngest children through untried methods that they all disbelieved. So this man, if this man had grown up in the modern era and actually had proper, if Jon Snow had actually had proper support, instead of people saying you know nothing, Jon Snow, then Jon Snow, I think he could have been probably one of the best doctors the human race has ever seen. But you know, people don't like to contradict their own beliefs in the basis of new evidence. They would rather discredit the person who discovered the evidence than actually discredit their own beliefs. Whereas I've tried to live my entire life by the mandate that if I hear something I don't believe, I will look into the evidence. And if the evidence says, no, you're wrong, old man, and I'm like, yeah, well, fair enough, I'm wrong. I am happy to learn I'm wrong. I'm happy to learn the real way it goes. And it just worries me that most people don't see the world that way. Like, I believe this, but if I hear something that doesn't agree with it, then they must be wrong and bad and punished. Whereas I'm like, if I believe this, but I can see real clear evidence that I'm wrong, then I'm just wrong. And I will change my beliefs. It just worries me that people don't want to change their beliefs ever. Right, I have now got that full of that, and that full of that, and a bed there. And I've ranted about Jon Snow for too long. You know nothing, Jon Snow. I need to stop doing that impersonation. That's very disrespectful, really, considering I've been talking about disrespect of scientists for the last half an hour, however long it is. Yeah, so I think then I need to go and fly back to. Oh, I'm getting very weak pickaxe. That silk touch. So let's go and fly back to Titanic. Can I remember the way back to Titanic? That's the question. Somewhere over here. It's about 1,000 blocks over here. Then. Oh, I can already see it. That's why it doesn't work anymore. You increase the render distance, that's fine, looks lovely, except things like the End Islands, now that ruins all the mystery, because you think you're in the middle of nowhere, whereas actually, you're just in the middle of loads of islands. Right then. Try not to crash. There we go, shabba-dabba-doo. So, what's got... They're fine. Need that, we need that, we need that. We need that. Need that. Okay, so well, let's do that then. So, things that are mob drops then. That's all them then done. You can be separate. Well, actually, no, you don't have to be separate, do you? Mob, mob, mob. Mob, 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 mob. I don't know what to do with the rest of them. You got Terracotta. Ooh, let's put them. We'll get them as well. They can go in there. That one? Yes. Spleepy buys. So you're full of terracotta. You're empty. You're full of terracotta as well. So you're empty and you are not quite empty. So iron. Stone. Well, other stone then. Gold. Where's gold go? Gold. Gold, gold. Always believe in your soul. What have I done there? There we are. Okay, so nothing in there. So templates then. Well, templates can go in here then, can't they? And in there. Oh, right. So let's get some. Let's get some. Right, we'll do this. Nearly done. Nearly done. Nearly done. Where's one of the glass then? Right, so where is the stone? Lapis. Not that one. On that. Right, so stone, the stone. Redstone. Where's food? Food goes in there. Right, so we need fire charge. We're going there. Tools. Wood. Wood and wood. There's gold. Gold in there. Oh, wood goes in back in there then. Where's the one for nether stuff then? Nether stuff. Okay, let's put this there then. We'll do that there. Tools, so armor can go in there. So where's the glass then? Glass is gone. Glass can just go there then. Fair enough. So we are nearly done. That's just terracotta. That's just that. Put these away. These away. Nether stuff. You go in there, and that's terracotta. Where's nether stuff? Where's nether stuff? Where's nether stuff? There we go. I think that's enough for yellow terracotta, though. There we go then. Finally, we've done it. We have done it. We are now, finally, we now have lots of terracotta, lots of other stuff. And if you didn't like this episode, don't forget to dislike and unsubscribe. Everyone else, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.